All right, let's talk Nestle interviews. You know, the kind where you walk out feeling like you absolutely nailed it.
Exactly. And we've got some juicy insights to help you do just that. We've been taking a deep dive into this YouTube video. It's from a company called How to Become.
Oh yeah, those guys are great. They really know their stuff when it comes to interview prep,
Right. And the best part, they've got all this advice specifically for Nestle interviews.
which is perfect, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
because you want to be as prepared as possible, especially for a big company like Nestle.
Absolutely. And what's cool about this video is it's not just for one specific job or anything. They emphasize that their advice applies to basically any role at Nestle.
So whether you're hoping to snag a marketing gig, dive into some research and development, or even work on the factory floor,
This video has got you covered.
I love that. So it's like a one-stop shop for Nestle interview prep.
Pretty much. And it makes sense, right? Nestle is huge. They probably have a pretty standardized interview process across the board.
Yeah, that makes sense. Keeps things consistent and fair, I guess.
Exactly. And that's why being prepared can really give you an edge. Because if they're asking similar questions across the board, you can really shine if you've got those answers down pat.
Okay, so let's dive into some of those questions. One of the first things you're probably going to hear is that classic, tell me about yourself.
Ugh, right. That one can feel like a curveball sometimes. Like, where do you even start?
Exactly. But, of course, this video has some great advice on how to handle it the Nestle way.
Oh, yeah. And it's not about launching into your life story or anything. They want you to laser focus on your skills and experience. But here's the kicker.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
You've got to connect those skills and experience directly to the job you're interviewing for.
So it's not enough to just say, I'm a great communicator. Right?
Yeah.
You need to show them how your communication skills would actually be valuable in that specific role at Nestle.
Bingo. They even have this awesome quote in the video. It says, remember, it's about how you will add value to the company.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
It's not just about what you want, it's about what you bring to the table.
100%. It's about showing, not just telling. Like instead of just saying, I'm a hard worker, you could say something like,
My dedication to exceeding expectations led me to streamline our team's workflow, which resulted in a 15% increase in productivity. I'm confident I can bring that same drive to this role at Nestle.
now that's what I'm talking about. See how that connects your experience to tangible results. Nestle loves that.
I'm starting to get a hang of this. So we've nailed the tell me about yourself portion. What's next on the Nestle interview agenda?
Well, once they know what you're bringing to the table, they want to see if you vibe with their whole company culture.
Which makes sense. No point in hiring someone amazing if they're going to be a terrible fit, right?
Right. And a big part of that is understanding Nestle's mission, their vision, what they stand for.
Okay, so you're saying it's not enough to just know how to do the job. You need to connect with their core values too.
Absolutely. And that's something this How to Become video emphasizes over and over again.
So what kind of values are we talking about here? What is Nestle all about?
Well, they're really big on quality, for one.
That makes sense. They've got a reputation to uphold.
Right. And they're constantly innovating, looking for ways to improve their products and processes.
Okay, so quality and innovation. Anything else?
They're also really passionate about sustainability. Like, they're making huge efforts to reduce their environmental impact.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about that lately. Sustainability is kind of a big deal these days.
For sure. And it's not just about the environment either. Nestle is also really committed to diversity and inclusion.
Which is awesome. They're a global company, so embracing diversity just makes sense.
Exactly. So when you're prepping for your interview, definitely do your research on these values. Spend some time on the Nestle website, get a feel for what they're passionate about.
Because ultimately, they're not just hiring your skills, they're hiring you, right?
Precisely. They want to see the whole package. They want someone who not only has the chops for the job, but also aligns with their values and is excited about their mission.
Okay, so we've tackled the tell me about yourself and the whole values thing. What other interview curveballs does Nestle like to throw?
Oh, they love their behavioral questions.
Behavioral questions. You mean like, tell me about a time when...
Exactly. Those ones. They're super common in Nestle interviews, it seems.
Interesting. Why do you think that is? What's so special about behavioral questions?
Well, it's all about trying to predict future behavior based on past experiences.
Ah, I see. So if you totally choked under pressure 5 years ago,
They might be a little hesitant to put you in a high-stakes situation now, right?
makes sense. Okay, so how do we prep for these behavioral brain teasers? Any tips from the How to Become pros?
Oh, they've got a whole system for this. The STAR method. Have you heard of it?
STAR method
Mm.
rings a bell. Vaguely.
It stands for situation, task, action, result. It's a framework for structuring your answers to behavioral questions.
Okay, that's coming back to me now. I think I've seen that on, like, resume advice websites and stuff.
It's everywhere. And for good reason. It really works, especially in Nestlé interviews, according to this video.
So how does it work exactly? Let's say, hypothetically, they asked me about a time I had to deal with a difficult coworker. Classic interview question.
Totally. So you'd start with the S, the situation. You want to set the scene, give them some context. Keep it brief, though, just the key details.
So I could say something like, in my previous role as a project manager, I had a teammate who consistently missed deadlines, which put a strain on the entire project.
Perfect. You've set the stage. Now, on to the task. What was your specific responsibility in that situation?
Right. So I'd say something like, as the project manager, it was my job to ensure the project stayed on track and that everyone was meeting their deadlines.
You've got it. See how you're clearly defining your role in this situation. Now, here comes the good part, the A, action.
Time to shine. Okay, so what did I do about this difficult coworker? Let me think. I could say, I decided to address the issue directly with my teammate. I scheduled a private meeting where we could discuss the situation openly and honestly.
Love it. You took initiative. But don't stop there. Remember, Nestlé wants to see tangible results. This is the R in STAR.
Right. Results, results, results. Okay, so to wrap it up, I could say, through open communication and clearly defined expectations, my teammate was able to get back on track. We ended up exceeding our project goals.
Now, that's how you nail a behavioral question. You've told a concise, compelling story with a clear beginning, middle, and end. And most importantly, you've highlighted your skills and how they lead to positive outcomes.
And hopefully that'll convince Nestle that I'm not going to cause any inter-office drama.
Exactly. They want team players, remember. Okay, so we've covered the STAR method, which is gold. But this video throws out even more questions you might encounter.
Oh, no more questions. Don't tell me there's another acronym I need to memorize.
Don't worry, no more acronyms. But it is a lot to process, right? So here's a trick. Look for the themes behind the questions. They often revolve around similar ideas.
Okay, I like the sound of that. Break it down for me.
So you might get a question about leadership, right?
Okay, like tell me about a time you had to step up and lead a team. Classic.
Exactly. Or they might ask about problem solving.
Describe a time you faced a challenge at work. How did you overcome it?
You're getting it. They might also ask about your teamwork skills, your ability to deal with pressure, your long-term goals, all that good stuff.
So instead of getting overwhelmed by a million different questions, I can just focus on those core themes and come up with some killer examples from my own experience.
Now you're thinking like a pro. And here's a little secret. Those themes often align with those core values we were talking about earlier.
Ooh, I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
So they're asking about leadership. They're probably looking for someone who embodies those Nestlé values of, like, quality and innovation.
Bingo. They want someone who not only talks the talk, but walks the walk. Someone who lives and breathes those Nestlé values.
Okay, this is all starting to click now. But out of all the questions in the video, there's one that really stands out to me. What makes you the standout candidate?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. They're really giving you a chance to shine there.
It's like they're saying, okay, impress us. Why should we pick you over everyone else?
Exactly. This is your moment to go beyond the resume bullet points and showcase what makes you uniquely you.
So it's not just about having the right skills and experience.
It's about those intangible qualities, those hidden talents, those things that make you tick.
Like maybe you're fluent in Mandarin because you spent your summers volunteering in China. Or you're a black belt in Taekwondo because you love pushing your limits.
I love those. Those are great examples. And the key is to connect those seemingly random passions back to Nestlé and the role you're after.
So I could say, my experience volunteering in China taught me the importance of cross-cultural communication and building relationships across borders, which I believe would be invaluable in this global marketing role.
Now you're talking. See how that paints a picture of who you are as a person, not just a name on a resume?
Okay, I'm starting to feel more confident already. But there's one last question from the video that I think is particularly relevant to Nestlé, especially given their focus on, making a positive impact on the world.
Okay, hit me with it.
How do you see yourself contributing to Nestlé's success?
Ooh, they're not messing around with that one. They want to see the big picture.
Right. It's like they're asking, what's your vision? How do you see yourself fitting into our grand plan?
And that's where all your prep work comes together. You've got to connect your skills, your experience, your values, their mission, everything.
It's like a giant puzzle, and you've got to show them you have all the pieces.
And that you know how to put them together. So think about it. What are you passionate about? What gets you fired up? And how does that align with what Nestle is trying to achieve?
This has been amazing. We've unpacked Nestlé's interview style, tackled those tricky behavioral questions, and even given you some insider tips on standing out from the crowd.
And remember, the more prepared you are, the more confident you'll feel walking into that interview room. Confidence is key.
Couldn't agree more. Now, before you head off to practice your answers in the mirror, we want to leave you with this. The How to Become video really hammers home the idea of being the standout candidate. So we have a little challenge for you. What's your X factor? What makes you uniquely you? And how can you connect that to what Nestle is all about?
Because that, my friend, is how you turn a good interview into an unforgettable one. Good luck. We're rooting for you.